My question is to the Minister for Industry, Innovation and Science. Will the Minister advise the House why it is important to maintain the rule of law in Australian industry? How will the government's ABCC and Registered Organisations Commission boost Australian investment and support jobs for hard-working Australians?
Minister for Industry, Innovation and Science.
Thank you very much, Mr Speaker, and I want to thank the member for Robertson, who has a great interest in construction, in industry and in development, and as somebody in particular who has overseen the plans, the pledge, the promise, and will oversee the delivery of the Gosford Medical School. And that's why she is concerned about real-world delivery of construction projects and a timely delivery of construction projects. Now, the construction sector in Australia employs 1 million people. It represents 9% of the workforce. It represents 8% of GDP, but it could be stronger still if there were less disruptions and therefore more projects commenced and therefore more jobs created. Construction, industry, jobs that could be created, which aren't being created now. We saw today, of course, that these disruptions are now up to affecting over $100 billion of projects in the work that is being done by the CFMEU. And you say, well, that's an extremely large number, and the Treasurer has gone through a series of the projects. But let's take this down to the level of the sorts of projects that are being affected. We know in Victoria that prisons are being deferred by the CFMEU. I can understand why. But so are hospitals. So are hospitals. We have the Queensland Children's Hospital, which is being disrupted. The Royal Adelaide Hospital, where Jimmy O'Connor, it's a big family, was part of a finding of the court which delivered a $100,000 fine against CFMEU members, where he pledged to go to war, in relation to the Royal Adelaide Hospital. The Fleury Institute, the Ku-ring-gai Hospital in New South Wales, the Perth Children's Hospital, all of these have been subject to CFMEU disputes which they are opposing any action on when they oppose the ABCC legislation and the ROC legislation. And you ask, why would they do that? Why would they oppose action to clean up our hospitals? And what is it that we've seen?
We've seen the Minister knows the rule on props.
I'm just reading. We've seen a story here on the front page of the Courier Mail, which begins, who's really the boss? Bill Shorten secured the leadership of the ALP with the help of a secret backroom deal with the CFMEU to vote down the construction watchdog. So what he's doing is trading the jobs of blue-collar workers for his own jobs. He's not the friend of the worker, he's the puppet of the union leaders, and he's trading in the very people he pretends to represent. I'm happy to table that.